Stereo. M4. YouTube. 12 page free. Might. CMA. Apple Store.
Well,
Apple Store.
I've got
Shop. Back button.
some really good news for you guys today. I just went into the Apple Store half an hour ago, and guess what I found?
Share. Selected. 2314. Shop. Back button. Shop. See how iPhone SE packs our most powerful from 700. Buy. New. iPad Pro. Your next iPad. New. Buy. But from 700. Buy. New. iPad. Your next from 1300. Selected. Shop. Shop. Heading. Buy online and get fast.
Oh,
Shop.
hang on.
Heading. Shop. Buy online and get fast.
Oh.
Selected. Selected. Shop. Buy online and get search.
Hang
Tab.
on,
3 or 4. Shop. Tab.
Can't
Selected.
get to my
Shop.
favourites.
Shop. Buy online and get fast. Free delivery. App switcher. Apple Store. App switcher.
My account thing has completely
Wallet.
disappeared,
Expert
and
Simple Radio.
I have to close off the Apple Store
Page.
and
Label.
go back
My
into
YouTube.
it to get
Simple
to
Radio.
my
Mighty
account.
Studio. CMAI. Apple Store.
Okay, so
Shop. Heading. Account. Button.
I'm going for my favourites.
Done. Button. Account. My see all. Button.
You can guess what I found today, can't you?
iPhone 11 Pro Smart Battery Case. Black.
I found a
199
black
Australian dollars. Button.
iPhone 11
Actions available.
Pro Smart Battery Case. And I found
iPhone 11 Pro 512 gigabytes gold. 2,349 Australian dollars.
I've added
Button.
that to favourites.
Actions available.
The iPhone 11 Pro 512 gigabyte storage, which is the gold one. I want to show you the features and prices of every kind of... Because you've got the iPhone 11 Pro, but you've also got the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which I'm not getting that one, but... You've got a few categories for the iPhone 11 Pro.
Loading. Delivery. Would you like to add Apple Care Plus coverage? Extend your hardware and software coverage and get priority support from the people who know iPhone best. Heading. Selected. 512, 206. Choose your capacity.
So the categories
Selected. Gold.
for
Button.
this iPhone, the colours you get are gold,
Midnight green.
midnight
Button.
green,
Silver. Button.
silver,
Space grey. Button.
space grey,
Choose your finish. Heading. Space. Midnight. Selected. Choose your capacity.
and
Heading.
unfortunately that's all you get. So I'm getting gold. I know gold and black won't match very well, but you know what? There's nothing else I can do about it apart from saying I'm not getting that type of phone, but I'm not going to be fussy over colour. I can't see it. If other people don't like the look of it, then that's their problem, because they're not going to be using my phone. I will be. What difference does it make to anyone else? The only difference to me is the pricing of these bloody phones, because let's have a look.
Your current iPhone 6S is a 32 64 GB, 256 GB raised.
I'm borrowing
Your current iPhone
this iPhone.
64 GB raised to
Thanks to the borrower, thanks to the lender, they'll be getting their phone back soon. It's going to take me at least 6 weeks just to save up, basically, for a new iPhone,
your
because
current iPhone 64 GB raised to the power of 2, 1,749 Australian dollars. Button.
the 64 gigabyte is the cheapest phone, and it's like $1,750 or $49 if you want to round it off to the dollars and cents. But so that makes it $1,750. So that is the cheapest iPhone 11 Pro. The next one up is
256 GB raised to the power of 2, 1,999 Australian dollars. Button.
the 256 gigabyte model is $2,000. The one that I want
Selected. 512 GB raised to the power of 2, 2,349 Australian dollars. Button.
is the 512 gigs of storage, which is $2,349.
Would you selected? 512 GB raised to the power of 2, 2,349 Australian dollars.
Yep.
Would you like to add?
Now, I could easily get the 256 gig model. I suppose I'm being greedy, but at the same time, when I get a Mac, and this is my logic, okay, I don't know what other people are doing. Not everyone has a Mac, not everyone has an iPad, not everyone has an iPhone. So I'm just telling you what I want to do. When I get a Mac, I'm getting a 512 gigabytes of storage Mac. You do get them in 256 gig models as well. I'm getting the higher one, the bigger one. Won't be a bigger computer, it'll be a bigger processing memory space. So that's what I'm getting for the Mac. So logically, I might as well get the same for the iPhone because I like everything to match up a little bit. You know, if I had no interest in technology, if I had no interest in computers, I reckon I would just get the 64 gigabyte iPhone 11 Pro. They're like close to $2,000 too. So in the long run, it's probably more value for money just get the highest gigs. You know, like if I had absolutely no reason to use a phone, I would just get the cheapest one. Same with a computer. I'd have no reason to use it much, so just the cheapest and crappiest machine or model or make of something would work. Whereas I use it for all it's worth. I really milk its value. I milk the money value for what it's worth far beyond its, current market value. You know, I bloody download books and videos and all sorts of shit on there. So, why not? You know? I still have to clear out the storage from time to time because the files leave cache and copies of log files and stuff. They have to be cleaned off the devices, and that's fine, you know. Not an issue. But, you know, the bigger the memory, the more space there is to store whatever information I need.
So, would you like to add Apple Care Plus coverage? Extend your hardware and software coverage.
Apple Care Plus coverage, the cost of that is...
Selected. No Apple Care Plus cover. Apple Care Plus, 269 Australian dollars. Button.
269 Australian dollars. So I probably won't be adding Apple Care Plus. Everyone reckons that it is valuable to add that, so maybe I might consider it, but that is really, really expensive.
Learn more. Button. iPhone 11 Pro 512 gigabytes gold. One-time payment, 2,349 Australian dollars.
Wow.
Apple TV Plus is included for 1 year when you... Free delivery. Free returns. Tech specs. Button. What's in the box? Warranty and Apple Care. Frequently asked questions. Compare iPhone models. 1. 2. Available space. iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max are splash, water and dust resistant, and were tested under controlled laboratory. Dagger 7 Australian dollar. Add to bag. Button. Vertical scroll bar. 20.
So I'm allowed to add that to the bag. Now, I won't do that at the moment. I'll wait.
Shop. Back button. Shop.
Because I don't have the money for
Shop.
it.
Heading. iPhone SE. New.
Now.
Shop. Account. Button. Done. Button. Account. Primary shipping. See all. iPhone 11 Pro Smart Battery Case.
The iPhone 11 Pro Smart Battery Case.
iPhone 11 Pro Smart Battery Case. Black.
It's a black one.
iPhone 11 Pro Smart Battery Case. Black. 199 Australian dollars.
So
Button.
it's $200.
Actions available.
I think I'm going to try really hard to put aside $200 for that smart case. I'm going to do that in a couple of weeks because that way when it comes to me buying the phone, I will have all of that included. I'm going to be paying at least $2,600 just for a stupid phone and smart battery case. Like, I'm going to be forking out heaps of money. It's not going to be, easy to do. And then, I've got to save up big tons of money so that when the doctors call me in for my various appointments, if anything happens, I'll be able to pay for my misfortunes, basically. So, there you go. Oh. So that's my good news, but it's going to take me 6 weeks just to save up, just for that phone, and I can't get another Centrelink loan out because I've already got one out and I've got to pay it off. $100 every fortnight for 13 fortnights. Just to pay off, what did I get out? $1,200. Like, had I known that that would not have even covered the cost of an iPhone 11 Pro 6 weeks ago, had I even known that, I wouldn't have even gotten out a Centrelink loan. It certainly covered the new iPad, so I've got the new iPad. But at the same time, if I hadn't got that loan out, I would have gotten a new phone by now, as in this week I would have been able to buy the new phone, either this week or possibly 2 weeks ago, but then I would still have no iPad, so I can't really win, to be quite honest. I can't win either way. But then if I decided to totally go against getting an iPad, which I do believe once this iPad that I have now, once it wears out, I don't believe I'll be getting a new one, because the battery life doesn't last very long. It only lasts about 4 hours when you're constantly using the iPad. It doesn't last. When you're not using it a lot, it's fine, but it's worse than having a phone. It runs out all of a sudden. It just runs out, you know. So I don't believe after this iPad wears out in 5 or 6 years' time, I don't believe I'll be buying a new iPad. I just don't see the reason to have an iPad when I'll have a Mac computer by then and a new iPhone. I just don't see the point in having a bloody iPad, you know. Especially since it's cheaper to buy an iPod. You know, an iPod is smaller than the iPads, and they're cheaper. They're probably more expensive now because they've got to make new technologies to go for these bloody things, so they're going to be dear again. But hey, I might end up having to bloody fork out some insurance payments, I think, to get them started in case anything bloody happens. That would really piss me off though, because you still have to fork out a ginormous amount of fortunes. Even though the insurance cuts the fortune by half, it's still a bloody fortune to replace anything.
See all, but.
So there you have it.
Mabel, page 3 of 3. Adjust. Wilwer, Recorder, Twitter. Recorder HQ. Recorder HQ. Stop, button. Pause. Stop, button.
So, there you go. Fucking expensive technology, hey? So onwards and upwards, saving yet again. And let me tell you, once this iPhone, not only the iPhone, once this advanced payment is paid off, you couldn't pay me $1 million to get out another advanced loan, because they don't work. They don't work. All you do is end up buying what you need with the fucking thing, and then fucking spending all your pension money paying it off. And then you get no bloody money left to do anything with it. Apart from the thousands of dollars I'll already have, I won't be hardly saving any frigging money for 13 fortnights. That's 26 weeks. That's half of a woman's pregnancy. That's like waiting for 26 weeks for the baby to grow half of its size, hoping that your baby will survive another 26 weeks to give birth to the baby. Like, for God's sake. I know it's not like having a baby, but it's basically the length of half of a woman's pregnancy, so I'm like, why the fuck would I get out an advanced loan for? I can get pregnant and have a baby and save money by not spending any money at all for 36 to 40 weeks of pregnancy, and would hardly spend any money, because I wouldn't be going out much, and it would be like saving up the same amount of money for a advanced loan payment without having to get out a bloody advance loan in the first place. So yeah, if you find it hard to get the point of that bit of a joke, then basically, what I'm trying to say is, why would I take out $1,200 to have to pay it back for the next 26 weeks when I can literally stop spending money for 26 weeks besides spending $100 once in a fit on groceries? Okay. When I can be saving up for 26 weeks the same amount of bloody money without actually having to get out a lump sum. And then it's the opposite. Instead of saving it, Centrelink is taking it back for 26 weeks, whereas if I spend 26 weeks saving, I'm saving $100 a week, a fortnight, $100 a fortnight, rather than spending it back on fucking Centrelink payments. It's a waste of time getting a bloody loan. It only gets given to you in order to fucking pay it back in the first place. You're not actually making money. You're actually receiving it and giving it back. What the hell is the point in getting a fucking loan that you have to pay back when all you do is spend very little money for the same amount of time that you can then save it and you don't have to give it back? Fuck, I did economics at school, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I did economics at school. Year 8, well, it was more like year 9, year 10, year 11, year 12. We did fucking economics in maths, guys, every single year. I know what I'm talking about. You actually save more money by spending $60 or less per fortnight. So in calculation, that's... So say if you got to save money for 26 weeks. If you say every single fortnight, say you have to spend $70 on groceries, $70. That's $35 a week. So if you had to round that up to $40 a week, that's $80 a fortnight. If that's all you spent every single fortnight for 26 weeks, you'd save twice the amount of money that you'd end up paying back to Centrelink. So if you get out $1,200, you got to pay that over 13 fortnights. That's 26 weeks. You got to pay that back. That's $50 a week. That is a lot of money. Why the hell, unless it's a dire emergency, of course, why the hell would you get money out that you're not even saving for yourself? All you're doing is saying, hey, Centrelink, I'm taking some money off you. Here it is. I'm giving it back to you in instalments. That is the cheapest load of shit I've ever seen in my life. When, instead of getting out a lump sum of $1,200, stop spending the money and actually bloody save it. Save it up instead. Stop spending money. Because once you get it off Centrelink, you got to give it back to them. And that's money that could be in my pocket for me. But no. Instead of saving $100 a fortnight, I am spending $100 a fortnight by paying back that money in instalments out of my Centrelink pension when I could be saving that every single fortnight. That is $100 less that I have for the next 26 weeks. For 26 weeks, I'll have $50 less out of my pension weekly, $100 less fortnightly. when I could be saving that $100 every single fortnight. Per month, that's $200. In 4 weeks, $200 is a lot of money. Now, if an average person earns between $800 to $1,200 a week on wages, and I'm having to lose $200 a fortnight over a fucking advanced payment, that is a third of a monthly wage. If the minimum wage per week is $600 per week, that'll be minimum wages. That means I'm spending $50 a week. I think that in percentages, that might be 20% of my income every single week. 20%. That is a fucking lot of money, guys. You imagine saving $50 a week instead of giving it back to Centrelink. Imagine saving $50 per week for the entire year. I'm going to count that up. $200 per month, that's 200 times 12, that's 200 times 10, that's 2,000. Okay, so 2,000, then you've got 12, so that's an extra 2 months. That would be like $2,400 a year that I don't have this year. I will not have $2,400 in the bank by the end of the year, all because of a bloody Centrelink loan. And that is fucking appalling. So yeah, you can bet my fat, ugly bum that someone will have to smack me extremely hard, and even that won't make me get another Centrelink loan. Centrelink loans are a waste of bloody time. Yes, the money's great short term. You get out $1,200 or $1,300. That's going to cover what you need for the particular time that you need it. Is it going to cover you for the next 26, 27 weeks? No. You're going to not have any money for the next 26, 27 weeks. You're going to have jack shit to work with. Jack shit. So instead of spending your money on Centrelink fees, how about thinking maybe something could happen in the next 5 years' time? I might actually save up my money for the next 6 months and put it into a different bank account to earn interest, and I might actually leave it and not touch it, because if something happens in the next 5 years, I'll have that accumulated money to spend on it, and I won't have to pay any fees or interest or rates or anything on that money. It'll just be there for whatever I want or what I need. That would be a better plan than taking $2,000 or whatever you need and having to pay it back, which is even worse than saying, I'm going to sacrifice some entertainment for the next 6 months because I need to accumulate that money, calculate however much it is, okay, I need that money because if nothing happens in 5 years' time, I can spend it on a holiday. If something does happen in 5 years' time, oh well, I was going to spend that money on a holiday, but I need to spend it on my health right now, or I need to spend it on my other commitments right now. Oh, that's right, I don't have any money to pay back to Centrelink or to the bank or to anyone else because I've saved it. That's right. That's another tick on the list of things that I don't have to worry about. Cross that off my list. And at the end of the day, I've spent all my money, but I don't have any to pay back. Don't have any debts. Why the hell would you want to live in debt for... Oh, how much is 26 weeks now? That's 16, 20, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3. That is 6 months. Why the hell would I want to live in debt for 6 months when I can be saving money that would prevent me from going into debt? Why would I want to live in debt for 6 months? Yeah, I just can't believe it. Why would I want to live in debt for 6 months when I can be saving all that money? But, oh well, that's just how it is, I guess. Anyway, there isn't much I can do about it now. I'm just having a whinge because I feel I have the right to whinge. I don't like it when anyone tells me that, and no offence, I'm just telling the truth. I don't like it when anyone tells me that I have to just accept that I don't have control because what? I have to suffer, do I? More than everyone else? I don't think so. I know how I can avoid suffering. I have the right to avoid suffering. I know not everybody is like me. I know not everybody is in that situation. I'm not saying people have to be in my situation. I'm saying I feel that I have the right to avoid issues, hardships, whatever. I'm not saying that to cloud everybody, to make everyone think that, they should be more entitled and they're not. No. Look, you've got to work with what works for you at the end of the day. I'm just saying what works for me. I'm saying what works for my life. Doesn't have to be like that for everyone. Everyone has to have their own way of working things out and living. We can't all be right and we can't all be wrong all the time. I'm just saying what works for me. Anyway, I know there's nothing we can do about this shit now. I've got the iPad because I needed the iPad. If I didn't need the iPad, I could get it because I want it, but, I don't think I would have gotten it just because I feel like it. I need an iPad for the time being, for this current situation. Yeah, I need an iPad. One day the situation will change. No, I won't need an iPad anymore. But I'm not talking about one day right now. I'm talking about today. Today, I need an iPad. It's how it is. Today isn't next month, is it? Next month I could bloody change, but I don't see much change happening in the next few weeks. So, while the situation is how it is, I need an iPad. In 10 years' time, I can't say that I'll need one, but you never know. So with that said, everything's happened as it is. I'm getting a new phone in. It's going to take me 6 weeks just to save up to actually get the phone. I'm trying to decide, do I just get the phone first and then in 2 weeks' time I can get the smart case, or do I just get it all together? I can't decide. If I decide that I've got money in 6 weeks' time to get a phone, I could then wait for 8 weeks. So the next 2 weeks, then say, okay, 8 weeks is up, I'm buying everything. as in the smartphone, the smart case. Because, yeah, it's, eventually I'm going to need the new phone anyway, so, yeah. So either way, I have to buy the smart case for it at some point.
Stop button.
So yeah, besides that, I'm doing alright, and I'm spending my money each fortnight on Centrelink fees. Instead of fucking saving it, I'm spending it. Oh, I can hear a truck. All that money is being spent on Centrelink instead of being spent on Michelle, and I'm a bit sad. Very sad. So now, while I can, I'm saving up whatever money that I can physically save, even if it's just meagre amounts. I don't care. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get off of this recording and upload, and I will speak to everybody later.
Pause. Stop button.